welcome back to another video about my own personal car, this 2006 Mercedes CLK 200 compressor, the 1.8 litre supercharged CLK with 163 brake horsepower. So not exactly a barnstormer of a car, but it does make the engine feel a little bit bigger, and it's definitely a good cruising car. If you check out the review of my car up here, then you'll see what I think about it in more detail. This is really just an update on what I'm doing with the car, and it's a service update. I got this car at the end of last year, 2020, with just 23,000 miles on it. Now, for a 15-year-old car, that's ridiculously low miles, and amazingly not had any issues with it whatsoever in terms of, problems that you might have with low mileage. That was 4,000 miles ago, 5,000 miles ago, so we're actually on 28,000 miles now, and it's due a service. I've got the service book here, and it's been well looked after over its life. Now, it's 15 years old, and it's had a service probably every 2 years, which obviously ideally it would be every year, but I mean, because we're talking 23,000 miles, it's still had one every sort of 3,000 or 4,000 miles, which is pretty decent. What I noticed with the service history is that since day one, now this has actually had 2 previous owners to myself, but since day one it's been done at this place called AMG Cheshire, and they are an independent Mercedes-Benz servicing specialist. It's not the AMG you're thinking of. I'm not sure what this stands for in this case, AMG, but since the car had been going to them the whole time, I thought, well, why not continue that trend? Because they'll know the car, they'll have its history in their system, and they'll know what needs doing. The guy at AMG Cheshire actually told me that this car was originally owned by a local council guy who was instrumental in helping them set up their business back in the mid-2000s. So inevitably he ended up getting his car serviced there. It's gone in for a major service, the B service, rather than the A service, which is the smaller one. And it's had the following done: engine oil and filter, obviously. It's Petronas Cintium 5000, whatever that is. A bit like Lewis Hamilton's Mercedes now, because it's got Petronas in it. Basically the same car now, isn't it? It's had the air filter for the engine replaced. I believe that's supposed to be done every 4 years, so it was definitely due. And the pollen filter as well, so that I can get some nice fresh air into this cabin. And then it's had a brake fluid change, because I'm not sure when that was done, and the brakes were feeling a little bit suspect, so that's good. And then the 2 keyfob batteries, and then a host of checks that they do to make sure the car is in good nick. Largely it is. I'll get onto some of the things they found in a minute. The cost of the whole thing, you'll be interested to hear. £412.91. Would have been more if I'd taken it to the main dealer. I think they were charging closer to 500, but the other thing is I think I'd rather take it to the specialist than the main dealer. Yeah, and I really just want to make sure this car is looked after, and that it's had everything it needs doing, so I'm happy to get it sorted out. What did they find wrong with the car? And that was 3 different things. One was slightly corroded rear brake pipes, which need to get sorted, and a electronic plug that plugs into the automatic gearbox. Basically where that plugs in and connects up to the gearbox control module, it's leaking around that plug, and there's oil getting onto it. Now, it needs doing, not immediately, but it does need doing, because apparently the oil can leak onto or into the wiring and get into the control module, and then the control module basically sends the gearbox on the fritz. It doesn't know what gear it's in, because it's like basically pouring oil into a computer and expecting it to work. So I need to get that done, and then that'll be for peace of mind. And then the final thing was basically just one of the exhaust brackets has rusted away. Now there's a bunch of other brackets there, so it's not critical. So yeah, that's just a quick update on the CLK. If you are interested in seeing the other CLK videos, they'll be at the end of this one. As always, thanks for watching. Let me know anything you want to say about your car. I'm always interested to hear what different models everyone's got and what they think of them. It's a pretty well-loved car, isn't it? And I can certainly see why I love mine. So yeah, I'm just going to keep on looking after it and putting a few more miles on it. They're meant to be driven, so happy to put the miles on just as long as it gets looked after. So yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Come on. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.